It's the first night of the WWE Draft where every single WWE superstar from Raw, Smackdown, NXT, and coming back from injury, they're eligible. Eligible to do what? Well, simply to be pawns in WWE's never-ending game to try and make the brand split actually work. Sometimes they hold to it, and then other times they don't even bother. But they basically just take any talent from Raw, move them to SmackDown or NXT, move them to SmackDown or Raw or SmackDown, and move them to Raw. It's like they're taking this deck chair, putting it over here, saying it looks so much better under this awning. Or we take this couch, toss it out the goddamn window from the third story, and it lands right on the goddamn garbage man, and the garbage man can, my God's Duke dumpster, Drosy, holy shit, who apparently returned to MLW. But this isn't about MLW. This is about WWE basically going full Sims, just with less baby burning, because those pesky motherfucking laws that don't allow that. God damn it. I'm John Renton with my review WWE SmackDown from Corpus Christi, Texas. Yeah, it's the first night of the WWE Draft 2023. Look, I've been critical of the draft in the past for a variety of reasons, a variety of good reasons. When they first did the draft, yes, there was the crossover stuff, and it actually kind of felt like a brand-to-brand supremacy war. And then it just got messy. And then when they did for the second round, 2016, 2018, felt sort of okay. And then they did the, brand-to-brand invitational, the wild card war. Wild card, bitches! Now maybe we'll see what happens. They've moved a few people around, but as long as Vince is in charge with his creepy mustache where he is tying women to the railroad tracks or getting paralegals out behind the bike shed. Ha ha ha. Don't look, Paul. Don't look. Triple H or Heyman? Yes. Ha ha. The honest to God's truth is I don't know how this draft is going to work out. But nevertheless, they moved a bunch of people around. And then we have, apparently they're going to do the supplemental draft on Saturday. And then they're going to do the rest of the draft on Monday. I guess I know that both these cable networks want to juice up the ratings. By God, the ratings have basically bottomed out. SmackDown barely gets over 2.3 million when they had 5.2 not even 4 years ago. Granted, they hotshot that goddamn season premiere. And Raw has gotten to the point where it can barely crack and keep 2 million. Yes, viewing habits have changed, but is the draft really going to help? I don't know. Anyway, Triple H is out here to do the draft picks, at least the first round of draft picks. So, Roman, Solo, and Heyman are going to be on SmackDown. The Usos are left up in the air. The Airsos, as it were. So, Cody is going to be on Raw. Adrenaline in my soul. Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw, and I don't really have anything for that. As long as Cody continues to get beaten down, so I continue to have my Joker arc, I'm all for it. I'm going with that because that's how people describe my laughter. My endless laughter is on the WrestleMania Night 2 review, and then the WrestleMania, or the Raw after WrestleMania, and just the fact that Cody keeps getting his ass kicked, and doing goofy segments that feel really scripted. Maybe you have one good line, and they feel different from anything else on the show, but they also feel manufactured, because that's how Cody feels, and that's how Cody sounds, and that's how Cody is, even though he's a good worker, and maybe people will see through it, I don't know. So Bianca's going to be on SmackDown. Becky's going to be on Raw. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to have Bianca and they're going to have Rhea swap the championships. Watch them do that. It'll be pointless, but they'll have them do that. So anyway, or this guarantees Bianca's going to lose the championship soon. And then the Usos come out to cut a promo. They'll bring the tag titles back, and they're going to do it for Roman Reigns. They're the twos, and we the ones. I don't actually know if that's how that works. This is gang signs up in this bitch. Boy, that sounds really goddamn white. So, Owens and Zayn show up and they hype up the main event. Did this sound... For anybody that was in attendance, was the crowd actually loud? Because Corpus Christi is notorious for having very cavernous crowds. Not that there aren't wrestling fans there, but generally the crowds in Corpus Christi aren't very alive. Were they piping in noise? Was it actually loud in the arena? I would like to know. Owens is sick of all this shit. He's sick of all of it. We're going to end you Usos, and then we're going to continue to reign as tag team champions. So we get the Brawling Brutes music, and it's draft fight night. Bella! Peter Butcher-Dune took on LA Knight. LA Knight's very over. Big superplex to a pop. LA Knight. LA Knight. Butch Of course, Peter Butcher-Dune violently fingering his opponents, as Peter Dune is known to do. But LA Knight hits his finish, whatever the hell that is. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight gets a victory. Holy shit, did they actually figure out that LA Knight's over and giving him wins over people might actually work? It took you long enough, hopefully, but I'm not getting my hopes up because, but a good win for him. I give it 6 weeks, and they're going to push him right back down, but I hope not. So then the Usos are being talked to by Heyman in the back. And, well, one way or another, he will only accept what is right, basically. Roman will only accept, what is right. Like, and hands the tape to Solo, as if Solo is going, and puts it on his thumb, as if he's going to thumb his cousins. Thumbsons, as it were. And then he's going to do that. He's going to violently finger his cousins. RVD comes out to be one of the special presenters, and Michael PSA is Bad Street USA, baddest street in the whole USA. That's a Texas history song. Nowhere near Corpus Christi, but definitely in Dallas. And basically, RVD is what Riddle wishes that he was. Talented, charismatic in his own way. RVD certainly is a unique individual. Even if I felt that he shouldn't have been WWE champion because I knew that it was going to get messed up for a variety of reasons, the guy was over, and he was able to take bumps. I watched something, I think it was Backlash 2003, and I watched other older pay-per-views. The bumps he could take, land on his head, do all this stuff, and somehow avoid... I mean, he did have that ankle injury that caused his ECW TV championship run to end after nearly 2 years, and he had that knee injury that actually he re-injured and had to be out for basically a full goddamn year. But good for him on almost remaining bulletproof. Like, now he's slowed down. Everybody has injuries, but you would think that he would have spent half his goddamn career on the shelf, and he didn't. So anyway, the Profits are going to Smackdown. Smackdown smoke, as it were. Imperium's going to Raw. Keep the Intercontinental Championship on Gunther till he beats a Honky Tonk Man's record. Edge goes to Smackdown. I forgot that Edge was still there. And Riddle to Raw. More like Matt Riddle. Now that everybody shut off the goddamn review. The Profits come out and cut a promo. I don't know. Ricochet and Braun and Wild and Cruz Doza come out. I think Mendoza, Cruz, I think it's Cruz. Nevertheless, it's a three-way match where they do a bunch of flippy-floppy shit and look, Vegeta, more flippy bald people. And the crowd was excited for it. Of course, Braun had to throw Ricochet at one point, and this is kind of playing off of last week when Braun just threw Ricochet and one of the Raiders wasn't ready, and Braun just went with the planned spot, and Ricochet just crumpled. Good job there, Braun, you fucking idiot. But we got Ford pinning Ricochet. Also, a little bit earlier, Dawkins wasn't quite ready to catch Ricochet. And Ricochet lunged with his taint right there. Taint-O'Shea. Rico Taint. There it is. So yeah, Ford pins Ricochet. Recaps of Priest and Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny will be on SmackDown next week. That's apparently going to be live from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico getting 2 wrestling shows. That's good. I hope that Puerto Rico can be fixed because I know they've been ravaged by storms, and I hope people are good over there because that island, they've gone through so goddamn much, and they deserve so much support and so much help because they're American citizens that are there. I mean, and that's something that has been forgotten about, and it's really, really sad. So hopefully it's a really good show for all they can attend. JBL comes out, and he wanted to send the LWO back over the border wall. Teddy Long is here. Holla, holla, holla. Lashley is SmackDown. Drew to Raw. Drew McIntyre is getting Raw. Stop thinking about it. You know who you are. I know you're thinking about it. You stop it. Get some help. You know who you are. I'm not going to say you by name. But you know. Watching you. I always feel like somebody's watching me. And I don't know why I'm doing this. So, the OC is on SmackDown. Remember when AJ Styles was out with an injury for a while? Well, now he's back. The Good Brothers are still there. Mia Yim is suddenly back in the group. Okay. Hey, AJ Styles is back. That's good. And Miz stays on Raw. And then Zelina makes her entrance with a crown bigger and taller than she is, which is not saying much, considering she can walk under the bottom rope and not duck. She can walk under a closed door. Basically, I'm just saying that it's easy to talk over her or overlook her because there's no way that you can see. There's no way you cannot see over her unless you're sitting down, and even then you can still see right over her. Nevertheless, let's stop making short jokes. Zelina took on Sonya. Okay, this was fine. This was fine, I guess. Zelina, at one point, got tag teamed by Chelsea and Sonya on camera, news at 11, and then managed to hit the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling, the surprise roll-up. 1, 2, 3. And then Rhea runs down and attacks Sonya, runs Chelsea off, and tries to attack Zelina again, but Zelina counters the Riptide into a DDT that Rhea sold beautifully. The way she takes that DDT, she can take that somehow without busting her neck, and credit to her. So, Zelina runs off. And then Rey and Santos are trying to pump up Zelina, and somebody pointed out that Rey and Zelina are the same height. It's Raylina, which sounds like a character on Mexican soap opera. Gasps in Spanish. If anybody gets that gif and you know what that's from, please tell me, because I forgot. Somebody sent me the clip a while ago, forgot the name of the show. What is that telenovela? I want to know what it is. It was wild what I saw. She got upset at somebody in a wheelchair. I think. I don't speak Spanish. So, Zelina will not win at Backlash, nor should she. Crowd will be hot, though. Styles is back. Unfortunately, the Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers, maybe take your order, are here, and Mia Yim is also there. The ratings crashed when the Raiders showed up, and the Raiders and Valhalla show up. And naturally, Sarah Valhalla Rowe was ready to target a minority like Mia Yim. So anybody that thinks like Sarah Valhalla Rowe is a piece of shit, and un-American and not human. This was rotten. AJ Styles hit a phenomenal forearm, though. And yeah, I'm going to call it a forearm because every time it feels like he's going to crash through the floor. Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg show up. I kept hoping that Road Dogg actually would not be bad. People say, oh, Road Dogg, he's had health issues. He had his heart issues. Road Dogg doesn't have a heart. Nobody that thinks like Road Dogg has a heart. DX is overrated as fuck, though. You can argue with me in the comments, but I stand by what I said. Damage Control to Smackdown. Okay. Nakamura to Raw. Isla and Alba fire on Smackdown. Okay. They're going to drop the tag titles soon. And Indy to Raw with her bad ankle and all. And she was in a walking boot, so I hope that maybe it's just a little bit of time she needs to heal. This obviously means that Index will be reunited on Raw. Somebody is happy about that. That somebody is not me, because apparently I hate fun. I don't hate fun, I just hate the way, because the way was shit, because they tried to make Gargano and Candice develop personality, when it doesn't even seem like they could spell it, if you offer them all but one letter. Mackenzie then interviews Isla and Alba, and then the cartoon mouse known as Katana and Caden Carter show up. We're going to have a tag title match next week. Okay. Kayla, Jesus. God, Kayla looked great. Nakamura tries to talk. Cross attacks him. Cross-amura. God damn. Karrion Kross. They're still trying with this guy. Owens and Zayn make their entrance at 6:28. And after a Backlash rundown, World Title recap, SmackDown rundown, how it's going to be in Puerto Rico, and all this stuff, the Usos make their entrance, and 12 to 13 minutes later, we have our main event. Usos versus Zayn and Owens for the Tag Team Championship. And if the Usos don't win, don't bother coming home. Well, Zayn still tried to reason with the Usos with his fists. And it looked like the Usos might actually get the upper hand when Heyman said to Solo, "It's time." Then he went out there, and then Riddle stopped him. In short shorts and a ball cap. Way to negate the ability for Solo to be taken seriously. Perhaps send somebody out with him so he's not going solo. And then the Usos end up losing to the Stunner and Haluva Kick. Oh no, we're going to get like the Triple H Randy Orton thing. Instead of winning the championship, it's going to be like, yeah, this is great now. And then Solo's going to drop him. Okay, what do you think of the first night of the draft? Do you think it matters? Probably doesn't, but let me know. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.